Hello, dear students. My name is Lankeshwar Panigai. So today we are going to start a new topic of operating system, that is file system. So in this session we are going to discuss about what is a file and what is the file system concept. Okay. So first we will discuss about what is a file. A file is a collection of records. So this is given here that a file is a collection of correlated information which is recorded on secondary or non-volatile storage like magnetic disks, optical disks and tapes. So that means a file is a collection of correlated information, means it is a collection of interrelated informations. Those are grouped together to form a record. That's why we can also say that a file is a collection of records which is recorded on secondary or non-volatile storage. That means storage inside our computer systems are of two types. One is primary storage and second one is secondary storage, where the primary storage is a volatile in nature and the secondary storage is non-volatile in nature. That means in primary storage we can store data or information not permanently but temporarily. But in secondary storage device we can store our information, records or data permanently. That's why the files are recorded or put onto the secondary or non-volatile storage. So these are the examples of the secondary storage device. They are magnetic disks, optical disks and tapes, or magnetic tapes we can say also. Okay. So the next point is, file system is the part of the operating system which is responsible for file management. That means the file system is the part of the operating system which is responsible for file management. It means there are more number of files and varieties of files are there. So how the files should be executed inside our computer system, or where they should going to store inside our computer system. All these management systems or management informations can be done by the operating system. That's why the operating system is responsible for the file management, we can say also. Okay. So next point is, it provides a mechanism to store the data and access to the file contents including data and programs. That means inside our file, what type of data we are going to store and how the data are arranged inside the file, and if someone need to access our files, so how the user will access to our file. So these all informations are managed by the operating system, and inside our file we are storing data and programs also in our files, and the access of the files by the user is regulated by the operating system by different types of accessing mechanisms or file accessing mechanisms are there. We can discuss about the file access mechanisms in our coming classes. Okay. So it is given here that it provides a mechanism to store the data and access to the file contents, including data and programs. So in general, a file is a sequence of bits, bytes or records whose meaning is defined by the file creator and user. So if a file is created, then inside the file there are some informations or data can be stored or programs can be stored by the user, and the file is defined by a name, and that name is given by the creator of the file, that is user, and the user is responsible to store the file permanently inside the computer system. Okay. So it is nothing but, as I have told you, it is nothing but a sequence of bits, bytes, even also records. Okay. So every file has a logical location where they are located for storage and retrieval. That means every file is stored inside our computer system in a logical space where if we want to retrieve some information of that file, we can retrieve it, and also if we want to store it some informations, then we can also store the informations inside the files. Okay. So next is objective of file management system. So what is the first point? It provides I/O support. I/O means input and output support for a variety of storage device types. That means the file management system provides the input output support for a different type of storage device types. That means files are stored in a secondary storage device, and it may be accessed by the output device by the users by using different types of accessing mechanisms. That's why it given here that it provides I/O support for a variety of storage device types. That means a file is stored in different type of storage devices like magnetic tapes, hard disks, and CDs, DVDs, etc. Next is, it minimizes the chances of lost or destroyed data because it is stored or recorded in the non-volatile memory, that is secondary storage. That's why there is no chance of delete or lost or destroyed of data inside the secondary storage device until the user is not deleted it permanently. Okay. That's why it minimizes the chances of lost or destroyed data. Next is, it helps operating system to standardized input-output interface routines for user processes. That means, if some user processes are came inside the computer system by the input device, or it is given by the user, by the help of some input devices for execution, then the operating system creates routines or a schedule before execution of the processes, and that schedule defines how the processes are stored inside our computer system and how they are going to execute and going for result printing, that is output operation. These all are defined, or these all are managed by the operating systems. Next is, it provides I/O support for multiple users in a multi-user system environment. As we have discussed in our last topics about the multi-programming, time-sharing operating systems, they are multi-user operating systems, and multiple users or multi-programming environment is working there. In multi-programming environment, different types of programs are arrived inside our computer system, and we are going to execute the different types of programs by using a single CPU or by using the multiple CPUs, and they are supporting the multi-user environment also. Okay. That's why it is given here that it provides I/O support for multiple users in a multi-user systems environment. Next is properties of a file system. So what are the properties, different type of properties of a file system? The first is, files are stored on disk or other storage and don't disappear when a user logs out. So generally the files are stored permanently inside the secondary storage device, and the secondary storage device is non-volatile in nature. That's why when the system is logged off or shut down, then also the files are not deleted or destroyed. Those are stored inside the hard disk or secondary storage devices. Okay. So that's why it is given here that files are stored on disk or other storage and don't disappear when a user logs off. Next is, files have names and are associated with access permission that permits controlled sharing. That means when a file is created by the user or the file creator, then he or she also gives a name to the file and stored it inside the computer system. And also there is a accessing permission mechanism is there. That means if the file is public and stored normally, then each and every user can access the file. But if we give some password to that file or some security mechanism if we provide, to the files, then that file is not accessed by the unauthorized persons without the permission of the creator, file creator, or the user who creates the files. Okay. So that's why it is given here that files have names and are associated with access permission that permits controlled sharing. Okay. So the next is files could be arranged or more complex structures to reflect the relationship between them. Okay. Again, files could be arranged or more complex structures to reflect the relationship between them. Okay. Next is the file system takes care of the following issues. So what are the normally file system issues are there? We have discussed one by one. One is file structure, second one is recovering free space, disk space assignment to the files, and tracking of data location. So first is file structure. We have seen various data structures in which the file can be stored. The task of the file system is to maintain an optimal file structure. It means there are many types of files are there: executable files, source files, object files, text files, audio files, video files. Lots of files are there, and each and every file structure is not same, and they are varied one from each other. We have seen various types of data structures in which the file can be stored, and the tasks of the file system is to maintain an optimal file structure. Okay. So next is recovering free space. That means whenever a file gets deleted from the hard disk, there is a free space created in the disk. There can be many such spaces which need to be recovered in order to reallocate them to other files. That means if some files are stored inside the computer system in storage devices, if one file is deleted, then automatically a free space is created, and that free space is again allotted to another process or another file for storing their information. Okay. So next is disk space assignment to the files. The major concern about the file is deciding where to store the files on the hard disk. There are various disk scheduling algorithms which will be covered later in this tutorial. That means there are more number of spaces are available inside the hard disk. If we want to store some files, then some scheduling algorithms are there that we will discuss in our coming classes, and they are used to decide where to store the files on the hard disk. Okay. So next is tracking data location. A file may or may not be stored within only one block. It can be stored in the non-contiguous blocks on the disk. We need to keep track of all the blocks on which the path of the files reside. So there are many types of file location methods are there: contiguous file location, non-contiguous file location mechanism. Okay. So these type of location mechanisms are used for tracking the data locations. That means where we have to store our data inside the storage device. Okay. We will discuss about the different types of contiguous, non-contiguous memory locations in our coming classes. Okay. So this is all about the file concept. Okay. Thank you.